You are listening to 2Blue and OSU, the ultimate sports podcast for your entertainment. Here are your hosts, Zach, Doug, and Morgan.
Welcome back, everybody. You are listening to 2Blue and OSU. Zach here with Morgan and Doug. Morgan, we're back. Little break. We're ready to go. How are we feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm happy to be back with you two, ready to get started. I feel like we missed a whole bunch of sports that happened, but that's what we're here for. We're here to recap and move forward. So I'm ready, man.
I don't think we missed anything. Is it football season? No, we missed absolutely nothing in sports. Doug, what's up, man?
Not much. Just here in the snow and the cold again.
It's snowing?
It was all day today. Now we have more like a rain, snow, sleet mix. Fantastic.
Michigan weather, I tell you what. I won't have that problem anymore, since I'll be recording in a few months from the sunny beaches of Guam.
Lucky you.
All right, we got a great show for you guys today. We're gonna recap the NCAA tournament briefly, because if you don't know by now, I have no idea why you're even listening to us, because you don't follow sports. But we'll recap. We'll talk about our standings in the pick'em from the NCAA tournament. I would rather not. If we could avoid that, I would. But in fairness to Morgan and Doug, I will bring it up, unfortunately. We'll do an MLB preview, and then we're going to talk a little women's national team, the equal play nonsense that's going on. And I'm going to say nonsense. You can already guess which side I'm going to be on. But I'll get right into my new segment called Irritating Zach, just something big that comes up that irritates the shit out of me in the sports world. This week, you guys both know that I sit on fan pages and the comment sections and blogs a lot. I'm always reading that kind of stuff, and there's something that I see a lot, and this week it just finally set me off. It's when somebody will post a opinion and then say, and I'm a fan of opposing team of the person he's talking about. Like, for example, the last one I saw was Lionel Messi is the best player in the world, and I'm a Real Madrid fan. So what? Why do you have to post that? What? It does not validate your point. You're not even making a point. There are things you could say where you could show why you think Messi is the best in the world. Being a Real Madrid fan does not make a point. I think that's the sports equivalent to I can't be a racist because I have a black friend comment. That's what that is. It has no freaking bearing. It's ridiculous. You didn't make a point. You just said some stupid opinion and then posted, I'm a fan of this team. Like, do you sit back when you do that and think, man, I'm very unbiased. I can be an unbiased human being. Look at me. Look how good I am. Shut the hell up. You didn't make a point. So that's what's irritating me this week, Morgan.
I think Michigan's going to be good, and I'm a Ohio State fan.
First of all, you're lying on both accounts. There's no such thing as an Ohio State fan, and you don't think Michigan's going to be good.
I do think Michigan is going to be good.
We'll be decent. We got NCAA tournament recap. There's no such thing. I told you that. You're all closet Wolverine fans.
Never.
NCAA recap. Villanova won the national title in dramatic fashion. Morgan, what do you think of the title game?
I thought it was great. Yeah, I think from start to finish, it was a good one. I think Marcus Page's shot would have went down in history. It would have been one of those still shots that you see every year over and over again. Just to have it taken away from him and just 5 seconds later. But I think from beginning to end, it was a great game. It was a great championship game. It kind of made up for the mediocre Final Four. The Final Four sucked. Villanova blew out Oklahoma. That was a 9-point game, and then 5 minutes later, a 40-point game. I don't know what happened. And then North Carolina
Villanova shot 70%. That's what happened.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and Oklahoma went cold. It was like every time Oklahoma would shoot a three, it was in and out, over and over again. Plus they held Buddy Hield to 9 points. So it's pretty good.
Doug,
I think the championship game made up for
Doug, what do you think of the tournament overall?
Well, I thought the first day was fantastic, and then the rest of it sucked. But that's just because my my bracket sucked, and that's the only reason I really watch anything. So, no, the final game was amazing. Just like Murray said, the final four was just kind of ridiculous. I mean, you just 2 games and no one seemed evenly matched in both of them, so it was kind of unusual. But then the final game was just everything that we want out of the NCAA tournament. You want that nail biter. You want that back and forth. So, yeah, if I would have just stuck with my original gut feeling, I would have been a lot better having Villanova all the way in. So.
Yeah, for those who didn't listen to episode 6, Doug had Nova all the way to the championship game, and then as we were picking on the show, he crossed it out and put Iowa all the way to the title game. Good call. That was a great call.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
No problem, man.
I mean,
I gotta get one dig in here because we picked every single game for Pick'em for the tournament. Going into the weekend, I was in first place. Going into that tournament, I was in first place. I didn't do so well.
What are the current standings?
I don't know. I lost the paperwork. It's gone. Numbers are gone. I don't know what happened. So in the NCAA tournament Pick'em, Morgan finished in first place at 46-21. In second was Doug. Jesus.
Suck it. No, suck it. Just stop right there. You guys don't matter. We don't care where you guys finish. Second or third, we don't care. First place, all that matters. All that matters is me.
Anyway.
Doug finished second at 41-26, so he was 5 games back. We're not even doing that well. And then that's how good you started, was that you could have the terrible finish that you had and still finish in second place.
Yeah.
Uncle Tom finished in third at 38-29 and coming in last place. From first to worst, me, 37-30. I lost by 9 games. And because of that, Morgan has now jumped me in the overall standings. I don't have the numbers right now. I'll finalize those numbers and post it on the Facebook page. But I'm pretty sure I went first to worst in that as well.
Well, he went
good.
Both of us then, didn't he?
Well, I don't know. I think you had him by at least 5 games, maybe. So you guys might be tied right now. I'll go look at the final ones because we had a pretty good lead on them going into the tournament, and then this happened.
Yeah.
Do you know why? That's what happens when I don't use stats.
I
no
hate
more
you so
stats.
much. I hate you so much. Now you have no purpose here. Like if you're not going to do stats, you have no purpose here.
Oh, I'll give you stats. I just won't believe them.
Ah, that was the worst. NCAA tournament, you suck. I don't know if I'll ever pick you again. I'm done.
No, the tournament doesn't suck. You just suck.
Whoa. Easy, buddy. I made some mistakes, okay?
Some? You made a whole lot of mistakes. To kind of give everybody a recap of our 2Blue and OSU podcast pool. We had, what was it, 31, 32 people that was on there. I finished overall in 4th. Zach, you finished in 13th.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad. And Doug finished in 19th. Our last place finisher, I believe, is Kevin Mackin. I don't know if you guys remember Kevin Mackin. I'm assuming because his name is Kevin. Kevin T is his name, so I'm assuming it's him. He had 470 total points, so he was garbage.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah, that was garbage. Well, it is Kevin. I'm not surprised. He's always a goofy guy. He probably picked. I mean, I can click on his right now and tell you who he picked, but you'd probably be embarrassed. So I'll spare you. But my brother-in-law, Billy Mitchell, finished in 1st. So I'm going to talk to him by bringing him on. He finished in 1st with 960 points. My buddy Kyle was in 2nd with 910.
Kyle
and
Mullins?
my boss, Yep, Kyle Mullins. Yep.
Good.
And my boss, who knows nothing about college basketball, finished in third with 890 points. So I'm going to talk to Billy. He's been working a lot. I'm going to talk to him, give him details about coming on. So congrats to my brother-in-law, Billy Mitchell. Love you, dude. Glad you won. And Kevin Mackin, you suck. Don't enter in anything else ever again that we do.
No, by all means do, because I need more entertainment here. For those who are wondering how our rankings could be different, our pick 'em, we go based on just straight up wins, losses, no points. Of course, ESPN does the point system where each round is a certain point. So I'm going to go with ESPN because I beat Doug in that, so suck it, Doug.
Yeah, okay.
Thanks.
Overall.
I forgot to mention Uncle Tom finished in 8th. So I just want to throw that out there. I didn't want to leave him out because he was in our episode 6 with us. So he did finish 8th. He finished better than you guys in our pool also.
No one cares about him either. He was the worst guest we've probably ever had.
That's not
How?
Oh, we've only had 2 guys. It's not like I'm talking. It's not like we have a whole list to go off. It's either him or Lana. So you guys are saying Lana's the worst.
I didn't say anything.
Hey, that episode now is the most downloaded episode overall now too. It was our record of a day downloaded, and is now our highest overall downloading at 150.
Nice.
Jeez.
Competitive cheer.
And you didn't want to talk about cheerleading.
All right, we're gonna 2Blue and OSU is now a competitive cheer show. We got to give the people what they want.
No, don't ever do the Jalen Rose reference again. Never. I cannot stand Jalen Rose.
Okay, I'll give you these then.
No.
These are not spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers.
Somebody watch Bring It On.
You are listening to 2Blue and OSU.
All right, before we move on to our baseball preview, we have another segment, Morgan's Stat of the Week.
But my stat of the week, Colorado Rockies rookie Trevor Story is on a tear recently with his home runs. I believe he has now 7 total, which is a MLB record for this early on in the season. He is on pace for 243 home runs this year. He's going to shatter Barry Bonds' record.
200. You think he's gonna keep that pace up? Or like,
He is.
What's the relevance?
He is on that juice. He is on that juice. He's about to shatter the record.
Has no one ever come close to? How many games has he played? 5 now. Stat guy, look it up. Me a stat guy. They played 6. So they have.
I'm on it. 6.
7 home runs in 6 games.
Yeah, 7 runs, 6 games.
And he's a rookie.
He's a rookie.
Oh, he's definitely on steroids.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah, steroid of the year.
It's making baseball fun again. Just like Bryce Harper says, make baseball fun again.
I don't think PEDs is what he had in mind there, Morgan. You had a Masters one as well. Go ahead and let that one out because that one actually is pretty cool.
The Masters, today there was another hole-in-one on hole number 16, and that makes 3 for the Masters tournament on the same hole, and that is the first time in Masters history. If you haven't seen it yet, go look at the one from today. Lewis, I don't want to try to pronounce his last name. It starts with an O. So Lewis O, I'm going to call him. It was a par 3, and when his ball dropped onto the green, it rolled, and then it hit the other dude's golf ball. His ball went rolling by the tin cup, and Lewis's ball went rolling right into the cup. It was actually a really cool shot. It'll probably never happen again. So if you haven't seen it yet, go on and get a chance. I will try and find it and upload it. But 3 hole-in-ones on the same hole, first time in Masters history.
Poor Jordan Spieth.
Oh,
How do you blow that? You won it last year. Like, there's no pressure. You've already won before.
Yeah, he actually on hole number 12, he had like a 5 bogey, and that put him from first. He was at like -2 after that. Then playing catch up pretty much the whole time. Danny Willett Englishman actually won it. Jordan Spieth was making his comeback. He climbed all the way up to, I believe, -4, I want to say. Or no, he climbed all the way up to -3. And then hole number 17, 18, he kind of pissed it away again. So he actually finished 1 over for the day. So he kind of that back 9 kind of killed him. So Spieth finished at -2, tied for second with Westwood, but Danny Willett ended up winning it today at -5. So it was a pretty good tournament. I normally don't get into the Masters a whole lot. I sit down and watch it a little bit. I know you guys are tuned in closely to the Masters.
Doug, did you watch the Masters today?
No, I listened to a little bit of it on the radio, but
So your Trevor Story stat, he has 7 through 6 games. That's the most in MLB history, as you said. Willie Mays had 6, Mike Schmidt had 6, and Larry Walker had 6.
They said that his numbers from the first couple games is comparable to Mark McGwire. So he's juicing.
Can we get like sued for
defamation of character.
boom? Way to go, Morgan. The show taken off the air before it's like really going. Good times. So Morgan reminded me of a segment we've used before, but we actually have a soundbite for it now, thanks to Uncle Tom. And Morgan has not heard it yet. He hasn't had one yet. Doug and I heard it. We were there when Uncle Tom recorded all of our voiceovers. But it's time for Morgan's idiotic post of the week.
Morgan's idiotic post of the week.
Now, Morgan's post of the week happened during the national title game. He messaged Doug and I right before Nova hit the final shot, where he says, Nova's going to hit the shot. They hit it. He messaged back, boom, called it. Now, you're probably wondering, why is that idiotic post? He called it. Well, no one else knows is that throughout the conference tournament and NCAA tournament, Morgan would message me in every single close game, whoever had the ball last, and would say they're about to hit the game winner. And none of them happened until the title game. And he posted it on Facebook for everybody to see and tried to act like he's a prophet. Like they won because Morgan called it. He got 1 out of about 15 right throughout both tournaments. So that is Morgan's idiotic post of the week.
You got to admit, it's pretty impressive that I called it.
I hate you so much. And I do 2 shows with this guy.
Yeah, but our soccer show isn't nothing like this.
Shut up, Morgan. Baseball preview time. This is the time where I'm going to go hide in my cave. I'm going to let Morgan and Doug talk about baseball for a little bit. And I'll probably drink, do some heroin, snort some coke, whatever I got to do to get through it. Because for those who haven't listened to other episodes, I do not like baseball. I don't follow baseball. I don't care about baseball. I'm doing this because we're a sports show, and I guess people consider that a sport still. I don't know.
Well, you'll consider gaming a sport, but not baseball.
I mean,
National pastime.
national pastime maybe 50 years ago. Sorry, my national pastime is football. I don't know what America you're living in, but football runs this country.
Okay. Morgan, let's get start.
All right, so a little bit of baseball talk. I know you guys are pumped for the baseball season to start. I know Doug's pumped for the Detroit Tigers, who I actually picked to finish first. Say again?
3-1 right now.
What are they?
3-1.
3-1. Yeah, they are 3-1. I actually picked them to finish first in the American League Central. I picked my Cincinnati Reds to finish next to last, and right now they're in first place at 5-1. I believe they just won today. They beat the Pirates. They took 2-3 from the Pirates, swept the Phillies to start the season. They were all at home, so we'll see how they do. They have the Cubbies coming up tomorrow. I believe they got 3 games there. So I'll see how they
They're
do
5-1 as well.
Yeah, so it'll be good. We're going up against Leicester tomorrow. I'm actually rather surprised for my Reds. This is supposed to be kind of a rebuild year. No one really gave us a chance. I don't want to get too carried away and too excited because I looked on Facebook. You know how Facebook has a little past memories thing where you click on it and like look at your past posts. Well, exactly 1 year ago, I put up a post saying the Reds are 4-0. Watch out, World Series bound. Well, they didn't go. They didn't even finish 500.
Every time you
So,
post
I
it
don't-
on Facebook, it ends up bad for whatever you're talking about. You should probably stop. Stay off Facebook, Morgan.
It is.
You're bad. That's like not your area of expertise, man.
I made a post today saying Jordan Spieth comeback time, and he didn't come back. So, but
Called it.
the Reds are young. And called it. I knew he was going to screw up. But the Reds are young. They got rid of Todd Frazier, which I wasn't happy about. But Suarez over at third base is on a tear the first week of the season. Billy Hamilton is working his way up the lineup. Joey Votto seems to be coming back to form. Thank God. Gave him a huge contract, and he's been mediocre at best. Brandon Phillips, luckily we kept him. I was pretty glad to keep him. I'm not happy that we lost Chapman. We got J.J. Hoover as our closer, which the first week so far it's pretty good. Last year he was giving up a home run every other time he was pitching. But our starting pitcher's young. We brought up Stevenson. He's our young ace. Brought him up. I believe he pitched Thursday. He did okay. He went 5 innings, gave up 4 runs, and then right after the game, they sent him back down to minor league. So that tells you that much. But Doug, do you want to talk about your Tigers?
I don't know. It's early. They're 3-1. It's early. Expectations are not great this year. I mean, we always hope for the best because we have really only 2 sports teams that we can cheer for in Detroit and not be completely disappointed, and that's the Tigers and the Red Wings. Lions fans are always disappointed. And then, that whole division between Michigan, Michigan State. Nobody cares about the NBA. I think the Pistons might have made the playoffs this year. I don't know. But the Tigers look good. The first game last year, they would have given that away. And this year, they ended up pulling it out in, I think, 11 innings. A little bit of a change. Bad coaching, bad base running, bad decision making. It's still, they're still young. Well, the team's not young, but the manager's young, and we've got some good weapons. I mean, we always do. As long as we can stay healthy and stay on track, we should be okay. I'm not saying, World Series or anything right now, but I think we have a pretty decent run at the playoffs again. So as long as everyone stays healthy and, Verlander and Cabrera and Demart are what they're supposed to be, and we can get, we got Upton now, so hopefully he can add a little spark to the team that we've been looking for the last couple of years and make a pretty decent run, deep run.
Morgan, you said you guys are going up against Leicester for the Cubbies tomorrow?
Yeah, I believe that's who it is. I believe he won his first game.
They'll win 1-0 then.
That's your only input you're going to have this whole segment about baseball.
It's a soccer
Leicester
reference.
City. It's a soccer reference. How to work that in.
Morgan, you said you had the Tigers winning?
I have them winning the Central Division, or finishing first.
Really?
Over KC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have KC as my wild card. I got Detroit losing to Toronto and ALDS, so they make it in. They won't go far. But yes, I do have them winning. Well, I mean, a lot of people were back and forth on KC or Detroit. Some of them even had Cleveland winning, but I decided to go with the Detroit Tigers.
Did Cleveland bring back Rick Vaughn or something that we don't know about? I think that's the only time Cleveland has ever done well is in a movie.
No, they won a World Series a few years back.
A few years back? Go ahead and name it. I'll wait.
I can look it up. Give me a second. 97. Were they 97? I think that was Florida and New York Yankees.
Yeah, that's Florida, dude. Marlins.
Zach, that's Florida. Yeah. You don't know.
Yeah.
Doug, if you had to pick two teams like World Series, who are you picking?
I don't know. It's early. Stranger things have happened. I mean, I obviously want Detroit to be there, so I don't know. It's early. It's early on. I'm not educated enough to make a conscious decision right now. So I don't know. I honestly don't even think Detroit will make it. I'd love to see them there, but I think playoffs is the best we can hope for with the second-year manager and with the question marks as far as injuries and stuff go. I mean, that team's just plagued by injuries every year, and it's hard when you don't have the depth of some of these other teams, and you don't have the closers, you don't have the pitching staff, the bullpen that we need most of the time. I mean, it could be a different year this year, but if the first game of the season is any indication, we're going to struggle to put teams away. I mean, they were up, I think 5-1 at one point, and just didn't put them away and ended up going to extra innings. So I don't know. It's 150 some games away now, I think. So
I'm gonna take the Yankees and the Giants.
Hold on.
The Giants.
Yeah.
Hold on. Before we go too far, there was the Marlins and the Indians in 97. So I was right. It was 97.
But the Marlins too.
Okay.
Dude, that's not a few years ago now. That's 19 years ago now.
Yeah, I was in 97. I was in 10th grade as a sophomore. So
I was 9. I was 9 years old. And Morgan, that year we won a national title. So you're saying that Michigan fans can still claim that national title just a few years ago. Doug, we won a national title a few years ago. We're good. Yeah.
It doesn't count if you didn't outright win it. You have to outright win.
No, first of all, there's never been an outright champion.
First of all, you tied.
Football history.
You have tied.
There has never been.
You shared it. You shared it.
There's never been a true champion in college football history. So if you want to make that point, there never has been one, but we won that one.
When you look it up in the record book, is Nebraska right next to Michigan?
No, Michigan won.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, we won the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. That's all that matters.
Oh,
true.
Okay. So it was outright then.
Yeah, it was. We had the best defense, arguably in history of the game that year. A few years ago, we're national titles.
Legitimate argument to me.
Boom. Back to baseball though. Buckeyes get off
Back to
track
baseball.
so often.
No, I just thought it was them in Nebraska. But hey, I could be wrong. One was AP, one was coach's poll. But I could be wrong.
AP is the only one that matters historically. True story. Historically, AP is the only one that matters.
Okay.
Who got the trophy? We did.
Okay. If that makes you feel better and sleep at night, okay.
At least we didn't need a referee paid off to get us the national title.
Right. If you were 9 the last time Michigan was winning championships, all right.
Suck it.
I wasn't 9.
I feel bad for you.
I was like 16 or 17.
It is a true story. I was actually 9 the last time we won. Like, you're not hurting my feelings by bringing it up. You were 9. At least I lived through one.
No.
I'm a Lions fan too. I've never even seen a Super Bowl.
Anyways, back to baseball talk. I have I have San Francisco over Houston, 1-4-3. The only reason because San Francisco has won their last 3 championship games were on even number years, which probably could have been one of my other ridiculous stats. So Giants won 2 years ago. Last year wasn't good. This year they're going to win it again.
So I made a good prediction then. I said Yankees Giants.
Yes, you did.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't even know shit. I'm still good at this.
I want to go with the Yankees. Yankees would be lucky to make the playoffs.
I mean,
but
if you don't know baseball, everyone knows the Yankees. So of course I'm going to say the Yankees. Yankees and Giants. And I know the Giants' recent history.
in my wild card in the AL, I got Kansas City over New York. ALDS, Toronto over Detroit. Other ALDS, Houston over Kansas City. ALCS, Toronto over Houston.
Wait.
So I got Houston in my World Series. Yeah.
You said Toronto over Houston.
Or, sorry, Houston over Toronto. Sorry.
Idiot.
Thank you for correcting me. Dude. You don't even have anything for this segment. Shut up.
Dude. For a good reason. Have all.
So my NL, I got the Dodgers over St. Louis. NLDS, San Francisco over New York Mets. Other NLDS, Cubs over Dodgers. NLCS, San Francisco over Cubs. Sorry, Cubbies. You guys will suck again. World Series, San Fran over Houston, 4-3. I also decided to make my picks for the Cy Young and the MVP in rookie years. So I can give you those so we can laugh at them.
Go ahead.
Dude, when you said baseball talk, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm going to give my predictions. I thought we was all going to give our predictions and laugh at them later. But I was the only one who did it, so we can laugh at mine later.
I mean, I agree to baseball talk just to fill the quota, really. I mean, we got to get hockey in here eventually. We got to get. We need to.
I like baseball.
Well, yeah, the hockey player.
I'm not going to predict the World Series and who wins whatever trophy 4 games into a season.
Morgan's dedicated. I tell you.
Actually,
the Tigers.
I do.
Was 3 days ago.
We actually had this topic set up before baseball season started, so I did all this before the season started.
Nah.
Oh, so you did it completely uneducated.
I mean, just research what I found and what other, kind of what other experts were kind of thinking.
He's the guy who lives off preseason polls in college football. He's that guy.
Hey,
no, that's
that's
you who's happening.
Magazine yet?
About my first what?
Did you buy your first fantasy football magazine yet?
They don't come out till after the draft, Doug. Come on, everybody knows that.
I'm just saying, because if he's going to do research before the season starts, based on printed publications as opposed to actual evidence, then you got a problem.
Why? Because I made
that's like
prediction.
That's like doing your fantasy football draft after or before preseason starts.
Then
I love doing that. I love doing that.
But why does every MLB expert, Tim Kirkagin and Carl Ravitch and all those guys do prediction before the season starts? It's just fun. You give your prediction, and it's fun.
They get paid $1 million to do that.
just like college football, the way too early predictions and stuff like that.
This is right before the season starts. This isn't 6 months before the season starts.
This
is after all the trades are done, lineups are set, and this is who I think is going to win, going based off lineups and how they've done in the past. This isn't 6 months before the season starts. You just sound like Larry. You just sound like Larry now.
Larry. Oh, Larry. Hey, guys, I have Michigan #1 in my way too early preseason top 25. You heard it here first. They're gonna win it all. Boom.
No one cares. Shut up.
I mean, that's about as logical as what you're doing right now.
No, it's not, because you don't even know who your starting quarterback is.
Somebody who's being coached by Jim Harbaugh. That's all I need to know.
Okay, exactly. Exactly. I can tell you who the pitchers are for the Reds.
Cool story, bro. Continue.
No, I'm saying it's different.
Continue.
Anyways, my AL Cy Young is King Phillips. NL Cy Young, I'm going with Johnny Cueto because he's on the Giants and the team's better. AL MVP, Mike Trout. NL MVP, Bryce Harper. AL Rookie of the Year, Byron Buxton from Minnesota. And my NL Rookie of the Year, Trevor Story with 243 home runs, shattering the home run record.
I hate you so much.
Good. I don't care.
You're literally saying that somebody on our show that somebody's going to hit 243 home runs, and you're standing by it.
Why not? One day it'll happen.
It'll never happen. No. It will never happen. Ever. We've never even had 100.
Right.
You're going right at 243. You're insane.
243?
Doug just woke up from a nap.
No.
Right? Where was Doug for the first 20 minutes of this podcast?
I don't know.
I just
243? What? No way.
I'm just shocked. I had to process for a minute, and I still haven't completely.
He is not going to hit 243 home runs, all right? That's not going to happen. That one don't happen. But he will hit at least 40.
He ends up with 10.
I'll get sent down to the minors.
He'll have 10 by the next podcast.
We want to bet on that?
What are we betting?
I don't know. We'll make up some ridiculous segment for a bet later. But yeah, let's bet on that. I say he doesn't. I say he doesn't hit 10 by next week.
All right, and I say he does.
Okay. All right. We'll come up with something clever before next week rolls back around.
All right, you're on. Yes, we can move on. I was the only one prepared for this segment, so whatever.
God. Had nothing to do with me being ready or not. It had me.
You were snorting coke with Johnny Football over there.
I would totally party with Johnny Football. I don't know what you're talking. Like, would you not? If you're going out for a party,
Do you see?
and you get to pick
You
one.
see who he's living with?
No, who you living with?
Von Miller.
No way.
Yeah, because Von Miller is trying to recruit him to come to Denver, or trying to convince John Elway to give Johnny Football a chance.
He's sleeping on Von Miller's couch. From first round to couch potato. All right. Tell me you want to party with him.
Well, yes, I would. Oh, I would love to party with him.
That'd be an awesome freaking party, wouldn't it?
Either him or Matt Barnes, 1 to 2.
Or Jack Wilshere
No.
for me.
Jack Wilshere getting in fights in the back alley.
Always good times.
We just lost Doug again. We just lost Doug with the soccer talk again.
Doug. I think we. Oh, I'm gonna say I think we really lost him. Doug knows all about back alley fights. On drinking nights.
Only one. Only one.
Oh, those haunch days.
I will see
Haunch.
You've never heard that story, Morgan?
About him getting in a fight? No.
No, about me getting in a fight and getting arrested.
Oh,
In the
you
haunch.
did?
Yeah, in the haunch.
No. Tell us right now.
Right now, okay, well, it was Doug, our buddy Cecil, my ex-fiance from Japan, Yuka. We're all in the haunch drinking, and Cecil and I are playing, well, Doug was too. We're playing like, little mess around games. We're hitting each other in the head, and sack tapping each other. And Cecil did it and hit my, at the time, fiance on the shoulder, but I thought it was her face. So I I'm drunk already, so I instant react. I just grab him and I punch him once in the mouth. I split his lip, and there happened to be a shore patrol guy right behind us, a senior chief. And he calls us over there, and we're like, no, we're good. We're all friends. We're good. He looks at Cecil and goes, no, you're going to the hospital, points to me and says, no, you're going to the brig. So they take this. So I get arrested. I get handcuffed, thrown in the back, get put on base, get questioned. Well, Doug got questioned too. And what did Doug put on his official Navy question sheet? Oh, we're playing sack tap. And that came up during my DRB. And one of the senior chiefs looks at me and he goes, what's sack tap? I had to explain sack tap at a DRB when I'm already terrified. Because Doug couldn't say horsing around or goofing off. He had to put sack tap.
If you're going to ask me for an official statement while I'm drunk, you're going to get an official statement.
For those of you who don't know what DRB is, you stand up in front of all the chiefs on the ship while they bash you and belittle you and pretty much say you're a worthless piece of shit. And you just stand there and take it. That's what DRB is.
And for ammo like sack tap, and then you have to explain it. and then the senior chief looks at you and says, "Oh, you like touching other men's genitals." Not in those words. It was a little more graphic than that. But yeah, thanks, Doug.
No problem, boss. Happy to help.
I got out of it, by the way. Like nothing really big happened. Sack tap. Thanks, Doug.
That's awesome.
Right, let's move on. We got a little off topic. That's my bad. Are we going on
to the DRB story in sack tap or baseball? Take your pick.
House DRB story all day, any day. Let's move on to top 5 MLB teams of all time. Morgan, go.
All right, coming in at number 5 is the 2001 Seattle Mariners. They had a 116-46 record. They outscored their opponents by 300 runs. They never lost 10 games in a month. Unfortunately, they lost to the New York Yankees in ALCS 4-1 that year, and they had the best ERA in all American League. So to me, that comes at number 5. That was a real good team. At number 4, the 1906 Chicago Cubs. They were 60-15 on the road. They had the best record in baseball, 116-36, win percentage of 763. They led baseball with a team ERA of 1.76. They had 6 pitchers with double-digit wins. That's unheard of now. And they were led by Three Finger Brown with 26 wins, but they lost to the White Sox that year. Number 3, the 1998 Yankees. They won 125 total games. That was including 11-2 postseason run. They had a different leader at every stat in batting average, home run, hits, total bases, and walks. So they had a different leader in all those categories, which is pretty impressive. Number 2, you can go 2A or 2B. The 75 and 76 Reds, the big red machine. They had a win percentage of 638. 7 of the 8 players made the All-Star game. The one I didn't was Cesar Geronimo. And they were often compared to the 1927 Yankees. That Reds team, the 75-76, had Johnny Bench, Pete Rose, Joe Morgan, Tony Perez, George Foster, King Griffey, Dave Concepcion, and Cesar Geronimo. And my number 1 is that 1927 New York Yankees. The hitters 1 through 6 were called Murderers Row. They had Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth in that lineup. They batted as a team 307, slugged 489. They finished 110-44. They scored 975 runs. They outscored their opponents by 376 runs. That was year Babe Ruth hit 60 homers. And in one game, they were playing the Washington Senators, and they won 21-1. The Senators first baseman said, "Those fellers not only beat you, but they tear your heart out. I wish your season was over." For a player to say that about your team, I mean that says a lot. So to me, 5, 2001 Mariners, 4, 1906 Cubs, 3, 1998 Yankees, 2, 75-76 Reds, number 1, 1927 New York Yankees. Zach, what do you got?
So my top 5 MLB teams of all time, starting off with number 5. 1970 Baltimore Orioles. Number 4, 1929 Philadelphia Athletics. Number 3, the 1939 Yanks. Number 2, the 1907 Chicago Cubs. And we share the same number 1, the 27 Yankees, obviously.
Yeah, I figured we would have the same number 1.
You are listening to 2Blue and OSU.
Moving on, there's a big story out there right now about the U.S. women's national soccer team who filed a lawsuit against the U.S. Soccer Federation about equal pay. They feel they're being discriminated against because they're women. It's a huge story. I think Hope Solo's in the lawsuit. Morgan's in it. There's five of them. Do you know all 5?
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5. Yeah, there's like 4 or 5.
I meant Alex Morgan, not Morgan Garber. I wasn't talking about you, idiot.
Hey, I'm behind him.
Okay, you're behind them. I'm not. We'll get Doug's take when we get our arguments out there. I want to hear why you're behind this nonsense for equal pay.
For me, it's more than just equal pay. I think the equal pay is just one small piece that people are taking from it. It's a lot bigger than just equal pay. It's getting treated the same. It's playing on grass, not AstroTurf. It's not being put down by FIFA and U.S. Soccer. Sepp Blatter, who we know recently he resigned from head of FIFA. He recently said female soccer players would be more popular if they wore tighter shorts. That, in a nutshell, is how.
Hold on, Doug.
Yeah,
I want to
Doug,
hear
go
your
ahead.
take on it. Go ahead.
I agree.
No.
He's not wrong.
I actually have been following this a little bit just to see what's going on, and I think they have a pretty strong case. They generate a higher revenue than men's soccer right now, don't they?
No, they don't. But Morgan, I'll let Morgan continue first, and then I'm going to annihilate this thing because it is. They're using their gender as a crutch.
No.
Go ahead.
Because yours is just about pay. Mine is everything. Mine is playing on the same playing field. When they were in Honolulu doing a kind of a world tour, kind of a championship, look at us tour because they just won the national championship or the World Cup. They were doing a little tour, playing different stadiums against different teams. And one of the players tore her ACL by tripping on a loose grate on the sideline. Now, Abby Wambach came out and said no one from the U.S. Soccer Federation even came out to look at the fields. Well, a local newspaper there did an investigation, and there were nine officials who have been to that stadium because they had to sign in to go to that stadium. So they had officials there to check it out, but U.S. Soccer still came out and claimed that they did not even check the fields, and they came out and said sorry. Why would you not check the fields that the women's are playing on, but check the field that the men are playing on? It's like they don't care about the women's. So it's just the field conditions is one big thing. But before they had the World Cup up in Canada, the U.S. soccer team was actually in the middle of filing a lawsuit, I believe it was, against FIFA. And they were talking because they want to use AstroTurf up in those stadiums. Well, U.S. soccer, they don't want to play on the AstroTurf. That's the crap you put in indoor stadiums. Why would you put that on the outside stadium when the men, they don't play on that type of turf? It's not even an option for the men to play on. But FIFA is pushing it on the women, and the women have no say if they're playing on it or they're not. Because when they were trying to put it into it, they were about to go on strike. FIFA even came out and said, hey, if you don't do it, then you're not playing. So it's not just about the money. And I know you're going to get into the money part, but it's a bigger picture. And the reason why I take this to heart a little bit more is because my daughter is a huge soccer player. She loves playing soccer. And if she gets older, I don't want her playing on this shit turf, on these shit fields, and getting paid half as what the men are getting paid when the German team makes $35 million for winning the freaking World Cup and the women get $2 million. Now, what part of that is right to get $35 million for the men and $2 million for the women?
There's a lot right. There's a lot right. There's so much right.
There is no incentive for the women team to make the round of 16, to make the final 8, to move past the group stage. There's no incentive for the women, but there's an incentive for the men. Why is there an incentive for the men but not for the women? Is it because the women team is so good that they can't even make a little bit of extra money along the run?
Nope, that's not what it's about either. This is basic economics. You guys are all missing the point. First of all, on the field part, I was watching a male MLS game yesterday, Montreal versus Columbus Crew. and they are playing on AstroTurf. A lot of Canadian soccer stadiums have AstroTurf. The Women's World Cup was in Canada. That's why it was.
Yeah, but they weren't the
AstroTurf.
only team. Yeah, but they weren't the only team who did not want to play on those. Almost all the women's teams in the World Cup did not want to play on it. And
down for the World Cup. It wasn't put down for the women saying, "Ha, you guys got to play on this. Watch this spectacle." That's what a lot of their stadiums up there are already.
okay, but when they go to the stadium and they can pull up the AstroTurf, they can see it ripping and pull up pieces of it. But go on, because I want to hear your pay side of it because you're stuck on the pay.
I'm not just stuck on the pay. Well, the pay has to do with everything, really, the stadiums and everything. It's all about the revenue that the women's game brings in. The revenue. Okay, so the women are suing, for those who don't know, the U.S. Soccer Federation. That's who their lawsuit is against. The U.S. Soccer Federation is a non-for-profit organization who gets most of their money from FIFA. Well, where does FIFA get most of their money from? TV revenue. People don't watch the Women's World Cup like they do the Men's World Cup. You say it's not fair. Germany gets $35 million compared to the $2 million. And I'm talking worldwide, Morgan. I'm not just talking about America. We're the only country that has our women on a pedestal because we actually win in that. We don't win in the men. Everybody else cares. The Men's World Cup, the final. What's your meme about the soccer versus football? 1.1 billion watched the men's final. That's the meme, right? You do it for football, and 100,000 watched. 1.1 billion watched the men's. The women's wasn't even close to that. Not even close. Why did they get paid more? Because they bring in more TV revenue. They have higher ratings across the board on men's games. Not U.S. men in total. Germany.
But we're not
England.
Yeah, but we're not talking about overall.
That's where the revenue comes from. That's where the revenue comes from. Because the U.S. Soccer Federation gets their money from FIFA. If FIFA's getting more money from men's tournaments, the men's teams are going to get the most money coming into U.S. Soccer Federation revenue. That's basic common sense.
Into the women. They don't ever put any money into the women.
Because no one else cares about us. No one watches.
Oh, I bet the Chinese teams care. I bet the Japanese teams care. I bet the Swedish teams care. The Russian teams care. The German teams care.
I misspoke. I'm not saying nobody cares. There are people who care. I'm talking about compared to the men's game, it's not even on the same playing field. The ratings, the money that comes in, the sponsorship, the money that comes in for men's national teams blow the women's out of the water. Now, if the women's national team brought in more revenue than the men's national team, like they're projecting for 2016 and 2017, first of all, I want to know where these projections are coming from, because the projections are projecting the women bringing $20 million more than they ever had the past 3 years. So I don't know where their projections are coming from. But if the actuals come out at the end of the year and the women's team brought in more revenue, then the women's team should get paid more. But right now, they haven't even come close to bringing in as much as the men. The men brought in $8 million for going to round of 16 in the World Cup, and they brought in $2 million for winning. Now, again, is that right? Yes, because of TV revenue. Do I think that women's soccer could be more popular? Maybe in this country, but not worldwide. No, not at all. It'll never be equal. This complete nonsense idea of equality in sports needs to go out the window. You don't pay the guy, your second string quarterback, the same as your first string quarterback. There's no equality of pay. You don't do it. But they're using their gender as a crutch.
That's a horrible analogy.
How is that a horrible analogy?
Because you have your starter. You want to pay your backup the same as the starter. But what if the backup is better than the starter? That's like the women's team is better than the men's team.
They're
the
not
women's
better
team
than the men's
wins the World Cup. The women's team wins the World Cup.
They don't compete on the same level. They don't compete on the same level.
Matter. Okay, but how can you compare those to a starting quarterback and backup quarterback?
Because
when the backup quarterback
is a better athlete than the other. One's a better athlete.
Okay, but in this situation, the backup quarterback being the women's team is better than the men's team.
They're not better. No, they're not.
How are they not better? How many World Cups has? How many World Cups has?
Different competition, Morgan. It's different.
How many World Cups has the men's team won? It doesn't matter.
0.
How many World Cups?
0.
Okay. How many has the women won?
What, 3?
3, yes. So why are they getting paid a hell of a lot less?
Because they don't bring in as much money.
This
is basic economics. The fact that people can't understand this and are using sexism as a crutch is absolutely ridiculous. I don't believe in equal pay. I believe in fair pay. If they bring in more, they should get paid more. They have not brought in more. They don't deserve more. Or the same. If you don't bring in as much, you should not get the same. To say otherwise, you're trying to avoid being called a sexist. That's all you're doing right now.
No.
Pansy.
Because,
you're being a pansy.
No, I'm not. Because
yes,
FIFA isn't even putting in the money. FIFA isn't even putting in the money
because they don't get the TV revenue
to promote and sponsor. No.
Oh my gosh.
How do you know that they're not going to do it? They only put in $73 million for the 2015 for the World Cup. They only put in $73 million. They put in $2.2 billion for the men's. How do you not know that the women is going to be out there with the men? How do you not know that?
Because the game is not as good to watch. I'll make a comparison for you. Morgan. We were talking about the MLS Friday on our podcast, our soccer podcast, and you compared it as a slower game compared to the EPL. That's the women's game. It's a slower game. It's not as entertaining to watch. That's just a fact. It's not as fun. It's like you in the MLS. You don't like as much the EPL because it's a slower game. A lot of people don't like women's soccer because it's a slower game.
Yeah, but the MLS can't even compete with, like, team per team, can't compete with any other country, any other team in any other country. The women's national team competes and beats other countries.
On the women's side, yes. But they also scrimmaged our under-17 men's team and lost 8-2. So to say that they're better athletes and better talented, they couldn't even beat our men's teenage team. In fact, they got killed. So you're wrong. The numbers don't lie, man. Numbers do not lie. They don't bring in as much. They're not going to get as much. They're not watched as much. They're not going to get the FIFA revenue for the FIFA money coming in because FIFA's not getting the same TV ratings.
I'm more likely to watch the women than I am men. I am.
That's because you want to see the hot girls. You don't care about you're not an avid fan. Like you're like the casual fan, which is okay. But you're watching for different reasons than we're watching.
Well, I hope you're listening.
Okay, so because the women's team wins but don't make enough money, they shouldn't get a little bit better pay. They shouldn't get a little bit better per diem. They shouldn't at least get a little bit better fields. That's what this is about. Just a little bit more pay, a little bit better fields.
They should get paid based on the revenue they bring in. They should get paid based on the revenue they bring in, plain and simple. Nothing else matters. Nothing else.
Okay, but they're doing everything else that they can. But if U.S. Soccer and FIFA aren't putting in the effort to help promote the women's team, there's only so much that they can do.
How much promotion did you not watch TV during the Women's World Cup? There's promotion all over the place. Every other commercial was
FIFA as a whole did not promote that at all. There was no promotion. They don't put the same amount of money to the women's as they do the men's. You got millions for women's and billions for men.
Again, 1.1 billion watched the men's World Cup final. The ratings are going to generate what they do, what they can and can't do for putting them out there. You're not going to invest.
Okay, but forget the final.
You're not going to invest $1 billion in the Women's World Cup when your projections are only supposed to bring in $200 million. They have projections for that too. They're going on projections too. If the projections are low, you're not going to put in high. That's stupid. It's bad business.
Here's why the women's team are probably going to win the suit, and because there's something called I don't know if you know, it's called the Amateur Sports Act. It's the Stevens Act. It's and what it is protects athletes competing in international competitions as representatives for the United States. It regulates and guides the behavior of national sports organizations that train competitors and bring home cups, medals, and trophies. Pretty much what this is everybody to be equal is what it is.
Everybody's not equal.
Act with
You don't get a trophy for showing up. Sorry.
Under this act that was put in place, it's a 1998 Ted Stevens, and it's the Amateur Sports Act of 1978. As per this, if you have soccer in your name and you're competing and you're representing for the country, you're supposed to get paid the same. And if the women's team has not signed their rights over from that, they are still entitled to pretty much what the men's get because they're still competing the same thing for the same country and they got U.S. soccer in their name.
Congratulations, you win on technicality, but no, you don't deserve it, ladies, at all. If you bring in as much or more, you will. I'm for fair pay, not for equal pay. There's no such thing as equality in sports. Some things are just better than others. Take that how you want.
Well, like I said, this is more than just pay. This is beyond pay. This is playing on the same playing.
You saw some of the fields the men's team had to play on.
Oh my God! What? It was hot.
No, I'm talking about not in Brazil. I'm talking about like the matches leading up when they're playing in Houston.
What they played in snow?
No, in Houston when those shitty field they play in. We watched the game. That field was terrible. It happens all the time.
Yeah, but it happens all the time to the women. It doesn't happen all the time to the men's. The men's get it every once in a while. You go to Mexico and play on a crappy field because it's Mexico. All right, but when your whole World Cup is based on these fields, and more than half of the teams that are in the World Cup that made the World Cup are going to boycott the World Cup because they don't want to play on those fields because they're shit, but they're forced to anyways. That FIFA comes out and says, "Look, either you play or you get fined and you're not playing." They have no say on it. When the men's teams play on better fields.
Now, I've heard
FIFA is not backing the women's team at all. The freaking the main man pretty much put down the women's team. Oh, you gotta play in tighter shorts to be popular. Really? FIFA oversees everything. All soccer doesn't even back the women. So who the hell is going to back the women then? Nobody backs the women. No, nobody has their back. They win the World Cup. They bring the World Cup here. They finally have a freaking ceremony and going down the street in a parade and everything for the first time for winning the World Cup. But it takes 15 to find out that happen. I mean, at some point in time, if you're winning and bringing trophies home, you should probably get paid a little bit better for it.
If you bring in as much money, you should. But you don't, so you shouldn't. You're just being crybaby punks using your gender as a crutch to get more money.
How's that a crybaby punk? No, because they win championships and the men's team barely makes it to the round of 16. They get beat in the round of 16, and they have an incentive for making the round of 16.
Again, have an incentive. It's basic economics and basic business. And if you can't understand that, I got nothing else to say to you. You're wrong.
World Cup roster per player is $68,000 for just making the roster. The women's team is $15,000.
Because they're going to.
How's that even right?
Because they're.
How's that even right?
It's called revenue, you idiot! You're a freaking moron. You are so matter. They bring in more revenue. That's why they get paid more. God.
FIFA overall brings in more for the men, not the women's.
By the way, their suit is against the U.S. Soccer Federation. All I've heard in your entire argument is how FIFA is sexist towards women. Not the U.S. Soccer Federation the suit's against, but FIFA. They don't have a suit against FIFA right now.
It's the same with USA Soccer. It's the same with no. I can't believe you take this side. I cannot believe it.
I take the side of fair pay, not equal pay. There is no such thing as equality in sports or business, really. You don't. If one business is making more money than another business, the employees don't get paid the same. Doug, you got anything, man?
You know what? Honestly,
that's not fair.
If I'm gonna back anyone on this, I'm gonna back Morgan because I honestly, I'm not even a casual fan. I'm not even a fan of soccer, but and I do agree. I agree in fair pay that, but I also agree in equal pay. I don't think they are necessarily equal. I think they should be not being compensated fairly. And like I said, I'm more likely to watch the women's one, and not just because they're women, Zach, but because I find it more entertaining personally.
Because they win. Because they win.
That could be, yes.
Oh, this is what I deal with, folks. This is what I have to deal with. And there's so many people out there who are on their side who are looking at this as some form of sexism when really it's just basic business and economics. But hey, everybody gets a ribbon. Everybody gets a trophy for showing up. Congrats. Good job. It's the society we live in. We'll move on.
I do hate that. I think I should get rid of ribbons and participation.
I'm surprised your daughter's been playing that league. The kind of league you coach into?
She's actually in a rec league where they do that, and I've argued for 2 years now that they should do away with those and have tournaments. But next year, my daughter is playing in a tournament league, and she'll be in select soccer, so
Doug,
no more participation.
We have Doug's trivia question of the week.
The 2011 MLB All-Star Game ended in a tie. Why?
I actually know this. Oh, didn't they run out of pitchers?
They did. They ran out of pitchers.
Is that right?
Yeah, that was right.
Boom.
Whatever.
You should watch baseball more.
No.
How many rushing yards per game by Oklahoma State's Barry Sanders in 1988 was an all-time record? Average yards per game.
Total yards or rushing yards per game?
Rushing yards.
I want to say 193.
I'll go with 184.
238.9 rushing yards per game by Oklahoma State's Barry Sanders in 1988.
Wow.
Damn.
I don't
and then he went to the Lions. Woo.
Then retired early, like
Calvin Johnson.
All right, so that's our show for this week. For those who don't know, our soccer podcast is up. Comes out every Friday, or comes out every Saturday. Record every Friday. Check that out at theamericangooners.podbean.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. USA Gooners Pod is our Twitter handle. 2BlueandOSU is back. We'll get back to this every single week. Recording Sundays, coming out Mondays. Like us on Facebook, 2BlueandOSU. Follow us on Twitter at 2BlueandOSU. We keep it simple here. Pretty simple guys.
I got a question for you guys.
What's up?
Just one last quick little thing here. The Warriors game, the final game of the season, bumped Kobe Bryant's final game to ESPN2. So the Warriors Grizzlies are on ESPN. Which game would you rather watch if you had to pick one? Kobe Bryant's final game or the Golden State Warriors' potential record-tying or record-breaking game?
Well, I'm a Kobe Bryant hater, so that one's easy for me. I'm going with Golden State.
I'm going Golden State because I don't want to watch some has-been, pass the ball 30 times and make 2 baskets.
I think I'll pick Kobe Bryant. We bashed him.
You pick Kobe Bryant?
Yeah, just because it's his final game, 20 years. He's been incredible. We hate on him, but he's a top 5 of all time. I just kind of want to enjoy it. I got to watch Michael Jordan when he was done. I kind of sit back and watch Kobe Bryant and enjoy his last run and his last game just to say, hey, I was there and I got to watch it.
I honestly haven't watched a single Lakers game this year. So
I know.
I don't like Kobe
I just thought that
Bryant,
was funny. Well, I just thought that was funny that the Warriors' record-breaking game bumped his final record game to ESPN2.
Well, it's not a record-breaking game yet. They got to win tonight.
Well, record-breaking or record-tying.
Yeah.
Either way, it's 1 of 2.
All right. Well, Doug, Morgan, it was great being back with you guys.
You too, brother.
You too.
We'll get our topic list for next week's episode out on Facebook here soon. Thank you all for listening. Have a good night.
You have been listening to 2Blue and OSU. Check them out every Monday.